there. You can notice it. It can be very, very subtle, but you'll notice it in normal situations. And it can be very subtle. And when you see, I'm at the point now, if I do happen to get something that latches onto me, I say, hey, that's enough. You're out of here. I remember driving down Niagara Falls Boulevard here, locally in Western New York, and passing a Lutheran cemetery, and all of a sudden feeling something that just like latched into me. It was like something was riding alongside of me. And I remember just kind of getting a mental image of this person, and the person's sitting there smiling at me. And I always remember that. I'm getting goosebumps right now as I tell you the story, but I always remember saying, no, you don't belong with me. You go back. You're going back now. That's it. And they will go back because it's the force of your will. And I'm a control freak. Lisa J. and Scotty that's in the room, they're going to tell you how I am when it comes to working with Spirit. When Spirit does not go and do what I want to do, I shut down. Shut it down. I stop being the voice. So in order to go protect yourself, a lot of people pray and use prayer, and that's a great thing. But always remember one thing. What is a prayer? A prayer is a verbal ritual. What is a ritual? A ritual portrays an intent. Now, in order to use that intent, you have got to be so focused, and you have got to be determined, and you have got to believe that you are in total control. Thus, if you believe, you are. And that intent becomes reality. Because remember something. In my religion and in a lot of other religions, we believe that thoughts are things. And when you go and you project this out, I mean, you sometimes, your intent is to be, be covered with a bubble or be protected by mirrors or whatever, however you want to do it. There's no one way to do it. But always remember one thing. If you believe that you're protected, thus you are.
Exactly. And we've got a caller in the room. Welcome to Ghost Chatter.
Hi, Reverend Tim. Hi, Jimmy.
Hiya. How you doing?
Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
I'm great. I had you for an hour and a half last week, and that just apparently wasn't enough because I have another question.
Oh. Go right ahead, Jamie. Pick his brain.
Okay. My question is, if you're a psychic and you go to your psychic friend for a reading on a situation, will your psychic friend pick up what you were thinking about the situation or the actual situation?
As in, let's say that you're going to a reader that you know personally. Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't have to be personal or not. I mean, my point would be, are they going to pick up on what you're feeling already about the situation, or are they going to pick up the actual situation?
They're going to pick up your emotions first, and that's the way again, Jamie, everybody's different, but in the way that I've worked, I can pick up. It's almost empathic. You pick up the emotions of that person when you start to bring out more of the storyline. When you start talking about it and you start counseling that person, what happens to me then is I'm getting some kind of divine intervention, whether it's through my spirit guides, my client. Let's say you come to me, your spirit guides, or your loved ones who have passed. They're all going to come in and they're going to chime in, and they're all going to try to help you through that situation. But initially, that emotional link may be what opens the door. I'll call it opens the floodgates.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
It does, and thank you so much for answering my question.
I love you, Jamie. By the way, I am president of Jamie's fan club. I am the Eastern Bloc president,
Hey,
people.
I thought I was.
I swear to God, you guys give me a huge head.
Oh, man.
All right, love you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Everybody takes everything I try to be first in. All right, we got another caller on the line. Welcome to Ghost Chatter.
It's Giblet Man.
Oh, God. Where's the in button? I'm not giving away anything. You dialed the wrong number.
Oh, I did.
And by the way, Kurt, the package is in the mail, buddy.
Yes, that's the Black Cat Lounge shirt that I won, Jimmy.
Yeah, I've already got labels pre-printed here. I've just got to dig them out. I took a 30 sheet and just wrote your address all over them. That way, whenever I went to give something away, you'll have it by the time the show is over. It'll already be right there at your door.
I like that.
What can we do for you today, Kurt?
I just wanted to say hi to Tim, see if he can pick up anything for me.
First off, I got to tell you that, and I'm going to say that this is an observation right off the bat, because of the fact that, and an observation, and when somebody reads, some people do this, some people don't. I teach my students to, if they know something about a person, to automatically go and link it in as an observation, and to tell that person it's an observation. So I always, so I know Kurt a little bit, and I know a little bit what's, going on in his life, so I like to make sure that, I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of cue this in for you. I feel that your health is going to take an upward trend. I know that you've had a little bit of problems, but I do feel that 2009 is going to be for some reason, I'm just feeling that I feel like my immune system is starting to kick up. It's almost going into overdrive, and I'm going to feel a lot better. And psychologically, it's going to really be a lift. There's I want to tell you, Kurt, there's a person around you. I don't know if it's a brother or somebody who is like a brother who has 2 children. One of the children is going to be a problem, and he's going to turn to you. So I think if you're, to be a good friend or to be a good brother, you're going to have to be there, and you're going to have to take some time for him, and you're going to have to be the shoulder to cry on. Also, I'm going to tell you that I'm feeling that paranormally, I got a feeling that you're going to go, and I'm just getting this. I'm feeling that you're going to get a really cool case, and it's not coming too far away. I'm feeling like March or April. I'm feeling that this is a really cool case that's going to be really it's going to kind of open your eyes a little bit more than what you are. I got to tell you, do you know about? And I'm not going to go into the Indian guide, Native American guide, but I'm going to tell you that there is a guide around you that is very, very linked with the earth, and I'm going to tell you that this is a person who has lived before. This is not a let's say something from like what people would consider the angelic realm. This is a guide that actually walked the earth at one time. I'm feeling that this is someone who has. I'm feeling that this is someone who walked in sandals. I'm feeling this is someone who walked in the Middle East, and I'm feeling that this is someone who I feel that may have been touched by the divine at that time, and they're bringing. Okay, Kurt, are you working to build up your psychic abilities? Because what I'm feeling right now is he's there. This is an entity that's there to help you open up even more than what you're doing right now. I feel that you're lagging. You're kind of going and you're dragging your feet in that area, and I'm feeling that this is a person who's got like trying to prod you on into that different direction. Because what he's kind of conveying to me is the fact that you already know the nuts and bolts of what's going on here. It's time for you to take another step, and it's time for you to go and really work, really start to develop your spiritual side. Also, I gotta tell you now. I know that you're married, right? You're married. Kurt, I do feel that it was a good union, and I do feel that this is something. If you do believe in reincarnation, I do believe that this is a person that you knew before in another, probably 2 to 3 lives before this. And this is almost like a meshing. It was sort of like, I'm not going to tell you love at first sight, because I think there was a little tumbling there someplace, but I do believe that this is solid. This is solid, no matter through the bad times and the good times. You have a very, very solid relationship. But getting back to this guide wants to convey to you that it's time for you to take matters a little bit more seriously than you have. Take these spiritual matters a little bit more seriously than you have. This is not a game, they're telling me. This is something that you really should, whether or not you don't have to be a reader, you don't have to be a healer to take these matters a little bit more seriously, and it's time for you to open up your educational fields in this time. I won't say metaphysics, I'm going to say spiritual more awareness. Does that sound, how's that, Kurt?
That was awesome. I mean, I can tell you that I know myself. I think that's the next step, and that'll be a problem step for me, as to how to get myself in tune to my spirit guide. I have no idea how to. I think that's my stepping block right there. How to.
Hey, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm going to have to interrupt you here for just a second, because there's something I've got to know.
Sure.
Now, is this spirit guide of Kurt's that's hanging around, does that have anything to do with him winning everything that comes down the pipe? Because
listen,
if he is, we need to talk exorcism.
If it's helping him win, I want him to come to me, and I'm going right to the casino,
Exactly.
and I want him to go and start picking the slots that are going to pay the best.